All right, so hi and welcome everybody to our meetup tonight, crypto community in Mainz. We have a interesting topic today. It's all about NFTs. We have Nhan, our co-organizer, who is going to give us a quick introduction to what the NFT space is all about, what non-fungible tokens are. Even though I've heard from the introduction round that many of us know already, but Nhan is going to give us some insight into a couple of projects that are currently going on in that space. And then we have our very special guest, Rob, who's going to talk about and introduce his very interesting project, Charged Particles, which is about sort of a crossover between NFTs and the DeFi space. So that's going to be very interesting. And then last but not least, we are going to talk about the PizzaDAO, which sounds very interesting. And we're going to hear more in the last part of this session today. So I would say, Nhan, take it away.
Yeah, okay. For all of you, I got my wisdom teeth removed yesterday. So in case you don't hear me clearly, just let me know so that you can you understand the background. So yeah, everyone sees my screen, I guess. Who still remembers this stickers? Those are my personal ones. So it's not from the internet. I still have them. It's from the Italian 1990 World Cup. So I still have it in a good, safe place. Today we'll talk about non-fungible tokens, really get the basics. This is our goal. Our meetup is always about education and to try to see the things clearer. And that's why we are here. So before I start, we always try to also have a preview to the next meetup, because usually in the virtual meetup, people are leaving at the end, and that's why we have a short glimpse to the next one. Christian?
Yeah, right. So what we have seen is that a lot has happened in the crypto scene lately, and we have seen that concepts like value were questioned a lot. So what we want to do next time is we would like to invite you to take part in a discussion about value. And as you can see, Tobias Schwarz and I will be the speakers in the next meetup. And yeah, Tobias, if you want something to add, just feel free. Otherwise, we can continue with the talk.
Just basically what you what's on the slide. What is value? It's a very general question, and I think we're going to look at this from a variety of perspectives to come to well, a very rounded understanding of that term.
Okay, thank you, Christian and Tobias. And so, fungible what? When we dived into that that space for quite some days, I tried to, of course, understand where it comes from. That we have this NFT thing, and basically what we need to make difference if when we have non-fungible. Of course, we have also fungible. Here are just a picture trying to explain. On the left-hand side, we have fungible things. For example, gold, it's fungible. Money is fungible. Bitcoin is fungible, and stocks. So it's just a few for examples. And on the right-hand side, we have non-fungible things. Could be, for example, entrance tickets or airline tickets, which are pretty individual because they're not because maybe your name is on it, so you cannot exchange it. And then we have art and the famous CryptoKitties. The definition of fungible or non-fungible, I have this from for the Merriam-Webster website. It's pretty simple. Defined says that something fungible, it's when it's capable of being substituted in place of one or another. So money, you can have a €5 a piece and another 5, you can just exchange it, or some gram of gold. You can, of course, also here substitute it with one another. Some characteristics of NFTs. There are these are the theory. We'll come back later that probably maybe in the future the characteristics can be changed. But this is what I found out is, or read, is that they are non-interoperable. That means that you cannot, let's say if you have a CryptoKitty, you cannot put it on a platform which it's not matching for in a gaming environment, for example. It's indivisible. Like when you have Bitcoin, you have the smaller sizes. You can divide it in smaller numbers. And an NFT, it's not divisible in this context. We have maybe other use cases later. Probably Rob can share us more about it, or ARUGULA. It's indestructible, means that, of course, because of the characteristics of the blockchain, we have it's all anchored into the transactions and chain that you cannot at the end remove it in a way. And the characteristics of a blockchain is also that you can verify the ownership, verify transactions of an NFT. Let's go some detail about the standards. So in Ethereum, for all who are not aware of it or don't have the knowledge, so usually you have different kind of, let's say, types of smart contracts, and NFTs is possible because of this standard, which has been published in early 2018 in January 24th, and this makes those smart contracts and those tokens fungible. That an asset is pretty unique. You see here, for example, a quote of the EIP from the website of the Ethereum Foundation. They're giving some examples that you can do, like with a real estate. You can put physical properties on a token. We have seen virtual collectibles. I will go into some examples later on, and loans and so on. Yeah, important thing is that they are unique, or can be unique. You can also issue a different kind of NFTs, which have a maximum cap of NFTs. And then we go further on with the next EIP's ERC 1155, which has been published 6 months later after EC 721. And what they have observed with the ERC 721 is that the bytecode is pretty redundant. That's why they introduced this standard for reducing transaction costs. And you are able to mix a multiple fungible and non-fungible token, for example, ERC20. But I guess also Rob can also give here a little bit insight, because they have this, I guess, in their protocol. And last but not least, we have the ERC 998. This was published about 1 month later. And what the purpose of the standard is that, think of it, it's like a big bag of nifties. Nifties, you call NFTs nifties. You can call it a picture that you have a different kind of NFTs in there, like ERC 721 tokens. You can have ERC20 tokens, but also you can have them linked. Imagine you have a game, you have a character in this game, and this is an NFT backed by an NFT token. But these gaming figure can have some weapons. This weapon, you buy it and it belongs to you. And you can build different kind of characters with different set of skills. Maybe it owns also a house, or some other stuff, or has children, like the CryptoKitties. CryptoKitties, you can breed them, and then they have kids or smaller kids, and then you can build a tree of relations among those NFTs. Then let's go further to have an overview, very quick overview. I won't go into details about the platforms, just give some keywords, what they're doing. And you see a screenshot, of course, CryptoKitties, where you can have unique little tiny kitties, and you can buy and sell them, they can also breed, as I mentioned. This one is a very early project. It's called Mokens. It's all listed on the EIP website of the Ethereum Foundation. You have here collectible vinyl toys, so they're really toys where you can buy it. They have a shop. And here a funny thing is that William Shatner, our famous Star Trek, I guess, Star Trek, right? Character and movie hero, he has a website where you can buy pictures, NFT pictures from him, started in 2020. Here we have Super Rare. It's, I think, a quite famous platform for selling or creating digital artworks. And then we have the Decentraland. It's also pretty famous, where you can create virtual landscape works and sell them also and trade them. Then we have here one example is a service provider who is offering tokenization based on NFTs for real estate. So they have also some projects listed which they have already finished. So also here you can see that it's not only about nice pictures, but also in a physical world you can do this. OpenSea is the largest, as they also stated here on the website, largest platform where you can create, mint NFTs. I will share later the slide, and you can have it. All the screenshots are linked to the website, so you can browse around and see what you can do. And here we have Engine. Engine is also an interesting project. I know them from the early 2017 when I think they did an ICO for about 5.6 million, I guess. But the roots are in gaming development back in 2009. And they have an ecosystem for NFTs. So they have the platform, they have wallets, they have marketplaces where you can create your digital goods and for the gaming sector. This one is the Nifty Gateway. It's one project recently also announced in the news that it was, I think, bought or by the Winkle brothers, who run the exchange Gemini. So they are part of this organization now. And here you can also trade minted NFTs. And I think this is the last, no, the second last is, there's a conference out there since, I think, 2019, NFT conference. The first one was in 2019, and the upcoming one will be virtual, I think, and you can register there for, yeah, a conference solely for non-fungible tokens. This one I received, I think, from some context, I don't remember exactly. You can go on this website, cryptoart.whatthefuck, or WTF, and it will randomly display the CO2 emission of an NFT. There's also a blog post how he calculates this, if any one of you is interested in. Yeah, then I would pass over to Rob. And questions, I guess we can have it at the end. Otherwise, if you have questions, just let me know. I will stop my sharing as we will highlight Robert for the audience. Okay, Chris, can you do this?
Yeah.
Can you focus, Robert? Rob.
Hi guys.
Wait a second. Where's Robert? You are here, so I'll make you a co-host. So now you should be able to share your screen.
No, he cannot share. Can you just highlight him, that you pin him?
I don't have a slide or anything prepared.
So just highlight him.
How can I highlight someone?
Yeah.
Give a brief overview.
Pin. I'll pin him. So now. So everyone sees you're big, in a big size.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me, guys, at your meetup. I'm glad to be here. Just to give a quick brief intro of myself, I've been a software developer for 20 plus years. I've been working in the fintech sector for over 5 years, studying money and blockchain throughout that entire time. I recently left Pool Together. I was with Pool Together for a while, helping develop their version 3 of their Solidity contracts. And then after we released version 3, I started my own. I had my own project going for a while, but I basically just jumped into it full time in October, which is Charged Particles. And to give a bit of brief background about Charged Particles, I guess. We are a platform for depositing any type of token into an NFT. So an NFT can now hold other assets. They can hold other NFTs. They can hold other ERC20 tokens, as well as they can hold interest-bearing tokens, which is actually the very fun part about Charged Particles. We consider an NFT a particle, and when you deposit a type of asset into it, like DAI, that DAI can get converted on different yield-bearing platforms like Aave or Compound, where that DAI will now earn interest, and the interest is considered the charge of your particle. And what we're doing is we're essentially adding a new token mechanic to NFTs, which is the charged part of your NFT. So if you take an NFT, generally NFTs have a very speculative nature. The value comes from a speculative nature in the sense that people, decide what they want to price it at, what they want to pay for each individual NFT. For example, like a Babe Ruth rookie card might sell for $300,000, whereas a no-name rookie card might not sell for $1. So that has that nature. And what we've done is we've taken NFTs with a speculative nature and attached an intrinsic value to them. So now you have an NFT that might be worth $100, but it also has maybe $100 worth of USDC deposited inside of the NFT. So it has an intrinsic nature, an intrinsic value as well. And on top of that, if that USDC were particularly like an Aave USDC, a USDC token, now your NFT is earning interest over time. So it has a speculative value, an intrinsic value, and an interest value. And any part of that value is programmable. So our platform is a protocol level, and we want people to be able to build on top of our platform. So there's no protocol fees, there's no minting fees for NFTs. And what we do is we allow people to essentially build on top of their NFTs with our platform, giving people access to this new token mechanic. So essentially what you're able to do is imagine, there's a lot of use cases for NFTs. Imagine in a video game, you have a sword, and that sword is an NFT. That sword might be a common level sword, or maybe it's a rare sword, or maybe it's a legendary sword. Traditionally, if you were to go and buy the legendary sword, you might pay a lot of money for the legendary sword, and now you've got, you're going to win a lot of your battles, right? So there's a pay to win mechanic there. With our platform, if your sword was a token that had, say, $10 in it, and every sword had to have, say, $10 in it, now the power of your sword is dependent on the level of charge it's built up. So the longer you've held your sword, the more charge it's built up, the more powerful it is in the game. And this might help tilt the pay-to-win mechanics of some games, where the legendary sword might be able to be beaten by the common sword that's been held by a player for, a year or so. And then there's the whole peer-to-peer mechanic of that as well, where games might want to allow two players to battle each other for the charge of their items. So the winner takes the interest of the other person's items, and it goes into their item and makes their items more powerful. There's a lot of things we can do with this mechanic. For example, if an NFT represented voting for a platform, then maybe the vote weight is dependent on how much charge that token is built up. So vote weight is more an intrinsic measure of time held rather than amount of money spent, stuff like that. so that's essentially what our platform is trying to achieve, is give people this new token mechanic, but at the same time, as an entry level into this world of visualizing or realizing what you can do with your NFTs, we've created an NFT minting station where you can bring your artwork or anything like that. We've currently focused on art in the beginning because we see it as a way of bringing true value to art. So rather than just a speculative nature, artists can deposit social tokens into their art. They could deposit real value into their art. They can, in a sense, lock that value for like 1,000 years, so that only the interest is able to be pulled out of that artwork by the owner of the artwork. And then there's resale royalties for every time that the artwork is resold, but there's also a percentage of the interest earned on that artwork is always given back to the creator. So there's interest annuities that are awarded to the creator of the art. And as an NFT, that NFT could be an inheritable piece of a person's estate. So you could pass that artwork's ownership down, well, the creatorship, down throughout an inheritable estate through your family, and someone is always collecting resale royalties for that artwork for the creating family. So there's a lot that we can kind of bring with our protocol, but we haven't built out all of that stuff. We're a protocol first, so we're hoping to get other projects to build on top of us. We're going to be sponsoring hackathons very soon with, Gitcoin and ETH Global to get people excited and building on top of this platform. So that's pretty much a high level overview of the project. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything you might have.
I guess we need to let a bit catch up the people because it's pretty high level if we already in NFTs. So I guess there are some folks who have questions because we like assume that the background or basic knowledge about Ethereum and tokens is there. So is anyone who really think he's at the wrong place right now? So
Technical.
Hey Rob, I have some questions.
Sure.
So first of all, so the state of your NFTs can change, right? So they're like the NFTs are not stateless. I think some NFT implementations have some can only change the state when deployed. But I guess in your implementation that's different, right?
I'm not sure what you refer to by the state of the NFT.
I don't know, like properties, for example, a link to a website or whatever, or a picture of the NFT.
Yeah, generally once you've minted an NFT, it's immutable. It's been hard coded onto the blockchain and you can't change it. Some platforms might allow you to, I'm not sure. But generally speaking, NFTs, the standard doesn't allow you to change those properties once they've been written to the blockchain, and our platform doesn't either. So once you've created the image or the link to it or some descriptions and attributes and stuff like that, it's unchangeable.
That's sad because I want to create some changeable NFTs, but never mind. Second question, second layer solutions. Have you already started looking at some, or is that not something yet you consider for your platform?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like for example, on Ethereum we have this big gas problems right now, and it makes it really horrible to create NFTs to mint stuff.
Right.
So a lot of projects.
We're currently on Ethereum layer 1, and it is expensive to mint NFTs. For a lot of the platforms out there, they charge a fee as well as the standard Ethereum gas fees. On our platform, we don't charge a fee for you to mint as many NFTs as you want, but you do still have to pay the Ethereum network gas fees, which you're right, they have been high recently, which is why we are exploring L2 solutions like Matic and Near protocol. And our high priority is to get onto those L2 solutions to save our users a lot of gas money. And we're basically essentially, because we follow yield sources like Aave, we've integrated with Aave and Compound and stuff like that in order to give users interest when they deposit certain types of assets into the NFT. We try to follow the L2 environments that they're moving to. So Aave is currently on Matic, and I believe they're developing for Near protocol as well. So we're going to follow those footsteps and follow Aave essentially to Matic and Near protocol as well.
Do you mind that we show the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead if you want. I didn't have anything prepared, and I'm on my laptop, and this is like so disconnected.
Let me try to share it, and then just show the members of the community how it looks like. Feel free to comment or tell me where I can click to. So we are here on the website, right?
Yeah, this is a landing page. We definitely have to update this page still. Our team is working hard at the app itself, so this landing page might be a bit outdated. But yeah, just click enter app. I think that might take you to our sales page for leptons first, which is a way of multiplying the yield you'll get from our governance token. But it's a bit complicated for that part. I don't want to jump into that. If you want to know more, you're definitely more than welcome to join our Discord or our Telegram groups, and we can explain that further to you. But that would take me probably the rest of this meetup to try to explain. So I don't want to take the time on that. But if you just click on Marketplace, for example, it would give you an example of some of the NFTs that are available by some of our featured artists. Phone calls, ignore that. And if you click on the mint tab at the top, it'll just be an example of how you can mint some of your own NFTs, create your own images, and just mint them for free. Again, you got to pay network gas fees, but we don't charge a fee.
Hey, Robert, I've been talking to Ben for a while.
Oh, excellent. Yes. He's probably a lot better to go through a lot of these demos. He's done it a lot more times than I have, but you know, I do my best. If you click on marketplaces again, and then click on any one of these, like say click on one with a pink dot at the top there, looks like it's charged up. Yeah. Yeah, sure. So this is an NFT that has been charged, and you can see the creator put 250 DAI inside of this NFT. That NFT is now earning interest at a rate of 6.4%, and it has currently earned about 3.5 cents in DAI since they've charged this item up. But you'll also notice on the left side there that the creator will always receive 5% of that interest, as well as 15% of any resale royalties for the piece itself. So we really kind of targeted artists in this initial launch, but yeah, NFTs can represent. There's an audio problem. That is not from my house.
I think this Ollie is a troll. Just kick him
out. Maybe can I ask another question about this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm totally new in this NFT thing. As I said, I've worked with NetArt some decades, and I always see on those platforms, also on your platform, when you click on the mint button, and then you see you can upload or select JPEG, PNG, or GIF files. I saw it in other platforms that you can also select MP4 files or stuff. But maybe it's a stupid question, but as I'm a beginner, can I also connect any file directly to this NFT stuff? Also, can I?
Theoretically, we could.
Is it restricted? Because I always see you. I'm not interested to publish something with JPEG or PNG. So I want to publish maybe a URL or another kind of files which are online. Is this also possible?
Yeah, so if you click back onto the Mint page for me there, I'll just give a quick example. Say, for example, you wanted to upload a document. But that document, I mean, even on our computers, when we're looking at a document, we'll see a thumbnail image that represents that document of some sort, right? So even for like an album will have cover art that will have an image to represent the album, right? So in this case, like a lot of the times when you try to create an NFT of something that doesn't have a visual representation, you still want to attach a visual representation to it, because the first way people are going to see this NFT is through that visual representation. So it could be just a quick explainer of what is inside the NFT. And so what I would recommend is here I would upload maybe a small thumbnail of an image that represents it. But then at the bottom there, you see properties. And in the properties, you can enter anything you want. So you could enter a link, and then as a value, you could enter the URL to any type of document you want. And that will be forever held within the NFT. So whoever owns the NFT can always look up the properties and see that URL and have access to whatever documents you wanted to host online.
But this now it gets for me really interesting, because if I type in a URL there, this URL is publicly accessible also without without having the NFT. But can I in some way create a value for this URL, for example? URL can be an HTML page or anything, a file or something. But those URLs are always publicly accessible if I don't protect them by a password. Can I connect this?
So theoretically, I mean, you'd have a bit of work to do there, but everything on the blockchain is publicly visible and transparent. So you're right about the URL, it'll be public. The URL itself might be public, but the web page that it loads, say if it loads a web page, that web page could still be a DApp that connects to the Ethereum blockchain and then looks inside your user's wallet to see if you hold an NFT. And if you don't hold that NFT, then you just don't display the content.
Okay, stop. Just a little bit slower. This web page can be what? A what?
A DApp, a decentralized application.
Yeah.
A decent. Oh, sorry, I'm totally new. Decent right application.
Just here, DApp.
So essentially, what a decentralized application is any kind of web app, a normal web application that connects to the blockchain. And usually we use like MetaMask to connect to the blockchain. So if your web application connects to the blockchain via Web3.js or Ethers.js, essentially you've created a decentralized application and what we refer to as a DApp. So that's all you would need to build. And then what you do is you'd have the user log in, prove that they own that NFT, and only after they've proven that they own that NFT, then you would display the content that you want to try to keep hidden from people. But there's that one way. But if you do that, you're kind of going down a centralized route, because ultimately you have to host and store hidden data for people.
Yeah, this is the problem, because normally the thing would be publicly visible. This is the thing, and I have to guarantee also that they are there. I mean, the data have to be there when somebody is in a way getting the NFT. But yeah, it's totally nice that this direction opens at the moment. And
yeah, definitely work to be done in this area for sure, and people are trying to build solutions to that.
But there's nothing in this area which I can just use as an ordinary net artist and say, okay, I have this web stuff with this web data, and I can use some existing service which can provide this.
Yeah, I think Rarible does that for you already. Rarible allows you to lock content into the NFT. But Rarible is also a very centralized solution. So if Rarible were ever to go down for any reason in the future, that locked content will be gone. The NFT will always exist on the blockchain, but whatever locked content they're hiding on their servers will be gone.
Okay.
It's essential that locked hidden content can't exist on the blockchain, because the blockchain is open and transparent by nature. So we need centralized external solutions that provide that hidden aspect.
Yes.
But once you go down that road, you're going down a centralized solution, right? So there's pros and cons to it. But Rareable is an existing solution that might be something you're looking for now.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Hi, Robert. Hi, my name is Hallie, and I'm calling in from the States in Virginia. I am a part of a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO, and we are doing something fun and a little different. It's actually called the PizzaDAO. And we are making NFTs that are a creation of 128 different artists putting together toppings on a digital pizza.
Hallie?
Actually, 314 different artists.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hallie, you weren't here at the beginning. So we're just late. We will be the last ones to present after Rob's presenting his stuff. So sorry for the misunderstanding, Hallie.
Oh, I apologize. No problem.
Yeah.
My only question was, could we have an ability to speak with you at another time, more in detail about maybe how to use or work with charged particles on our NFT? That was my only question.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, my email is rob@charged.fi. I'll just drop it in the chat there.
Yeah.
For any of you that want to reach out to me, feel free to email me with any questions you might have. I'm totally open to answering your questions, helping you guys out, or even collaborating, because that's what we're all about. Our project is totally all about collaborations. So definitely reach out. Happy to talk.
Thank you so much.
I have questions regarding the storage. So there, what I've read is there are different ways of storing, let's say, pictures or maybe music files. So how do you handle storage? Do you use just a link, or do you use IPFS, or how do you solve that problem?
Yeah, we're currently using IPFS. So we upload your image to IPFS, and then we grab the metadata, we craft the metadata, and we store the metadata on IPFS as well. And then we take that final metadata IPFS hash and we store that on the blockchain. So the NFT always links to the metadata, and then the metadata's images and everything are also on IPFS. There are other solutions like Filecoin, Arweave, stuff like that. We've been experimenting on just for more persistent data storage, because IPFS has, pinning and garbage collection and stuff like that. So in terms of like a really persistent data store, I think we're going to probably look into Filecoin or Arweave.
Okay, cool.
But this IPFS, on IPFS, you can also store any data. You can store, JPEGs, music files, anything you want.
Yeah, terabytes too. It's like as much as you want. The problem is if there's not enough people pinning that data and vouching for its usefulness, garbage collection might eventually clear it out, which really would suck. Unless you're running your own node. If you're running your own node, you can always vouch for the need for that data to constantly exist. So you essentially pin it in your own node, and you can maintain persistence. But again, that's a centralized solution. If the company or organization running that node goes down and nobody else finds value in the data that's been hosted on IPFS, it could get garbage collected.
I'd have a question, if you could maybe expand on the part where you said there's DAI being put into the NFT, if maybe just without going too deep into the technical details, just high level, what kind of mechanisms are working here?
That's absolute unicorn hair magic. That's the secret sauce of the protocol, of how we essentially enable NFTs to hold other assets. Yeah, that's you can look at it as if, I guess on a high level, you could look at it as if every NFT has a wallet of its own. Okay,
gotcha. Okay.
So does this goes along with the different standards, like if you have 1155 ERC, so that you can put you have a contract, NFT contract, and you can put in different token types. So here you charge it with DAI, it's a token, and you charge it with and it's linked, of course, needs to be linked to those rates where you get it from, I guess.
Yeah, so if it's from Aave, and if you choose Aave as your yield source and deposit DAI, then our platform would automatically convert it to ADAI.
Yeah.
If you chose compound, it would automatically convert it to CDAI.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
And we do have like we are progressively decentralized as well. So we are moving toward, a full community governance platform with a community governance token, which, fair launch, more than 60% of the community through liquidity mining protocols or incentives and stuff like that as well. So definitely worth looking into there, because, when it comes to yield farming and just piling upon yield, I don't want to give away too much, but we're definitely something worth looking at. It just hasn't been released yet. Our governance token hasn't been released yet, but there is a lot of incentives hidden in our platform that I would like to publicly declare, but I can't.
Cool. Thanks. If there's no questions for Rob, I would say, or maybe you have later come up with somewhat later. Rob, I know you are busy. Feel free to stay here and learn more about PizzaDAO. PizzaDAO, sorry. And then I would hand over to ARUGULA, Florian.
Since this has been told so often wrong, ARUGULA, it's not ARUGULA.
ARUGULA, sorry.
It's fine. It's new to me as well. So just putting a quick introduction here. I just stumbled into the whole thing 10 days ago or like 2 weeks ago. And now it's just been quite a learning curve for me, almost like a looping. It happened all on Clubhouse, this app where you can listen to each other or not. And I stumbled into a room called Room About Nothing. And then a few folks seem to be really stressed out to get an Excel file filled with their names and interesting components, which seem to be pizza toppings. And in a mixture of FOMO and being attracted to everything that's strange. As an artist, I participated, and it happened that I became part of the RarePizzas crew. And one of the guys who was the initiator of that situation is Sam Weinrott here in the chat, and I would like to hand over to him because he can much better than me explain what the whole thing is about. Just so much that there are 3 parts of it to understand it. There's the RarePizzas NFTs, which are going to be built, already been built, and there's this PizzaDAO, and there's the Bitcoin Pizza Day. Don't mix up these 3 things. Maybe can Sam explain a little more? Sam, it's up to you, man. Can you hear me, Sammy?
Sam? I think he's writing something. Sam? Yeah, I think he has a phone call.
Oh yeah, he's calling somebody, right? Is Haley still here? She may be able to connect to him. Okay, no problem. So I will do my best to start over to explain.
Sam.
Sam?
Your part, Sam.
Yes, now.
Switch on the microphone, please.
Hey.
Yes, now.
Hey, waiting for you. I just explained how I stumbled into the whole thing, and there's 3 parts, like the PizzaDAO, the RarePizzas NFTs, and the Bitcoin Pizza Day. So maybe you just want to give a little introduction what the PizzaDAO and the RarePizzas project is.
So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. And for me, the idea behind a DAO is like NFTs are to objects as DAOs are to corporations. But because they're decentralized, I would say that you can make a DAO for public good type stuff. So I've been thinking about this for a while. I think we should have a patent DAO that buys patents that should be open source, for example. But pizza is another thing that I think is a pretty good thing that most people like. And the fundamental idea is that if anybody wants a slice of pizza, most of us would say they should have one. So to make this a reality, at least for one day, we decided to do a generative art bake sale. So we're going to make 10,000 pizzas. They're generative art pizzas. They are randomly, they have a random crust, a random sauce, and then random toppings. The toppings are picked from 314 toppings that have been designed by individual artists. And we're going to take 1,250 of those pizzas and distribute them to our team. So 314 toppings artists will get a pizza allocation. 314 Pizza Mafia members who really contribute above and beyond will get an allocation. And 314, the first 314 real world pizza shops who sign up to be a part of our distribution efforts on May 22nd will also get a pizza NFT. And then that leaves 308, well, that leaves 2 for Laszlo, who paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas on May 22nd in 2010, which is now about 500 million. And 308 other pizzas, or 306 other pizzas, which we're going to cut into slices, giving us 2,448 slices to award to lesser contributors in the Pizza Mafia. We're going to start our pizza reservations on March 14th. So that's the 8,750 non-team pizzas. And we will sell them on a bonding curve starting at a pretty low number, probably 1/1000th of a Bitcoin, and going all the way up to 10,000 Bitcoin. We're hoping that Elon buys the last 2 of them. Well, the last 2 will cost 10,000 Bitcoin combined as an homage to Laszlo, and we're hoping that Elon Musk buys them. If he doesn't, we will Dutch auction the pizzas that remain post bonding curve at the highest price they reach on the bonding curve. So the other wrinkle here is that team pizzas entitle the holders to a slice of the total taken in by the art project. So if you hold a team pizza, that means you have 1/1250th of the share kind of, but because half of the money is going to go to buying pizza, that basically means you get 1/2500th of the total amount of money that we take in selling pizzas. If we get pretty far up the bonding curve, that turns into a lot of money pretty fast, but it depends if we get the Elon Musks of the world interested in this.
Okay, can you share a bit of background story why this all happened? I mean, you're sitting in your living room and had the idea to have this pizza thing. So how did it start?
I've been interested in DAO since 2012. I've been talking about cell-phone cars and shit like that, 2011 even probably. So I've been thinking about this for a long time, and now we can sort of do stuff. And we haven't been able to for, we haven't been able to. So we can, and that's really, really, really exciting, but nobody's doing anything that's that cool in my opinion. They're just getting rich. So we want to buy, so I wanted to buy pizza because so the other idea here is that is separate from buying pizza is that the PizzaDAO has another objective, and the objective there is to build the world's largest community of pizzaiolos, to digitize all the world's pizza knowledge, and to create an open source franchise called Open Pizza, so that anyone who doesn't have a good pizza place in their neighborhood can just open one with our blessing, and maybe we can even invest in it.
Cool. So do you have some numbers? How many people are now involved in this activity or project?
I can check our Discord. So we started about 8 days ago, and we have 591 members in our Discord. We have 500 some followers on our Twitter. We have a GitHub, we have a Trello, we have a website, we have 2 websites. We have Drake Bell from Drake and Josh on the Disney Channel is Don Pizza Sauce in our Discord. It is crazy. I've never been a part of, I mean, the thing is, it's for pizza, and pizza is popular.
Cool.
I would like to add a little thing, since I've been also overwhelmed by the whole thing. It is quite interesting. It is a moment in space and time of this digital opportunities and possibilities with the NFTs. So Sam has been a part of this world for quite a long time, as many others. So all these things were growing in his mind and his ideas were going wild. And now there was this chance to do this. And this is probably the reason why this had the energy to start so greatly. Yeah. It is also, and I've never realized happening something like that in 3 hours or 3 to 4 hours. There was a Discord channel. There were already like 50 people, 60 people involved. Everybody like little ants trying to build a big building. Everybody was somehow energized by it. So the fun of the community is the most important part of that. And the interesting thing is there are no hierarchies, whatever. There are people, they know a little bit more about that, about this. Everybody tries to interact and to cooperate, and you teach as you learn. I myself, I'm in it for 10 days, trying to onboard new members, and not only the PizzaDAO, but the whole NFT thing. So, and this is the whole approach for somebody coming from the classical traditional art world. This is a really, really great feeling, like there's something new to happen. It's also in some parts it's pretty lackey. It's some things may be pretty naive. I may seem naive to tech guys and vice versa, and I don't know. It doesn't matter. It is really about the energy, about the fun, and you see things really happen. It's not only a concept written on paper, it's just you put it to practice. Sam always keeps saying that he's a man of action, and he really is. It is really just big fun to work with each other and to learn while you're going. Just another good thing that you said, Sam, it was better to be sorry than to ask for permission. Yeah, so this is the approach, and I totally like it.
We say choose your own adventure. It's a DAO.
Exactly.
Like, stop asking me what to do. Look at what we need and do it.
Yeah. And this is basically it. And in this whole bubble that's already existing of these NFT things, because everybody's trying to get into this, it's been described as a Schelling point, a place where everybody tries to meet from different realms, no matter what industry, no matter what place. The NBA's in it. Christie's auction house is now auctioning Beeple Crab, a crypto artist whose work been sold for a couple of $1 million recently and will go up and up. So, and the whole art scene and the art industry are trying to get into that right now, and they're pretty open-minded. Some, as me, I'm struggling with some of the concepts and the intellectual aspect of it. But on the other hand, for me especially, this is a crazy time because it's in my work. It totally gets all the things that I've been always working on together. And so maybe it is my role to be a little bit of a transmitter to several sides, which I realized to happen here. People that I'm working with, trying to get an idea what the other side is doing, and so on and so on. And I'm excited to be a part of this. And whoever wants to join, it's open for everybody. It's a DAO.
Thank you, Florian. So we're, I would say this is the first time that our meetup is that quick. Usually we end up like at 9 or 10 p.m. But now I
have another question for the PizzaDAO guys.
Yeah.
So I understand you're doing like the bonding curves with Bitcoin. Why? Only for the 10,000 Bitcoin memes, or also is this auction going to be on Bitcoin, or is it going to be on Ethereum?
No, I think we're going to do it on Polygon, on Matic, because of minting fees and because there's already another pizza project on there.
And you can then pay with wrapped Bitcoin, probably, right? Or how?
I mean, we're going to accept whatever currencies we can. I would accept credit card if we could.
Okay.
Any other questions for Sam, for
for.
How long do you think it will take till you go
To
public? Till you go like till the sale starts?
March 14th.
March 14th. Oh yeah, okay. I could have guessed that.
You also can go to rarepizzas.com or RarePizza or Pizzas.
Both.
Both. And there you will find everything. So it's really a source of truth.
So Hallie, did those two guys miss anything? Is Hallie still here? Or she left?
She works, so she may be, you know, doing work.
She makes pizza.
So if I put the infos that I got from Charged Particles and the PizzaDAO together now, so you could basically mint your pizza as an NFT and then use the charged particle mechanism to have it like come out as a hot pizza and slowly become cold. As we all know, cold pizza is the best, right?
That's great. I like it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But technically, the pizzas with is it one NFT or you have like also the toppings are NFTs?
Well, so we're going to make 10,000 pizzas. There's nothing, I guess, really stopping toppings artists from minting their toppings as standalone NFTs, and maybe we'll eventually encourage them to do so. But yeah, but there will be 10,000 unique pizzas.
Okay.
They will be sliced. We'll have a slice contract, which cuts them into 8. But the 8 slices will actually be unique because you don't know what topping is on each, you know?
And so we're going to see also the pictures, so that there are the images which are sliced.
I can drop some images in the chat. Hold on.
Maybe we can share. Can you open the page, Nhan?
Yeah,
maybe?
I do it. Share screen.
Oh, you know what? I'll just share my screen. How about that?
Yeah, do it.
I'm not allowed. You gotta enable
hold on.
screen sharing.
So you're a co-host now, and then you can share your screen.
Cool. I also dropped the link in the chat, and nice. I can share my screen. All right. So let's go. How's this look for everybody? So here is our moon pie crust. And here is our space sauce. And here is an NFT that someone made. As I actually bought one of these as a tribute to the PizzaDAO. We have this deal where if you give us half to buy pizza with, we'll promote your thing, and I'll usually buy it too because you know I gotta support. And so so I bought this. I don't know if it's loading. My computer's a little long in the tooth. My apologies. I can drop the link, and I'm just gonna keep on moving. Oh, there it came up. Y'all see it? Anyway, here it is. So let's go back. So more pizza toppings. Sorry, I tweet a lot. I just think it's funny. Okay, here's our nuke. I always say pizza is tech too. So that's our salami topping, and that's, I mean, it's not gonna be that big probably, it's just a joke. But you know, so this is what's generating the pizzas, the software. Here, this was one of our inspirations, the logical journey of the Zoombinis, if you remember that game. Oh look, here's that little pizza doing a AR thing. Here we like the Ninja Turtles a lot. Here's a topping, habanero pepper. Here's a commercial. And let's see, here's a topping, Aleppo pepper.
So Sam, maybe also share for the folks here how they can join if they're interested. So I guess
there's a topping truffle bake. So if you want to join, just go to rarepizzas.com and click on.
Can you just go through the flow? For example, go on the website.
Okay,
and then...
yeah. Let me show one more thing, and then we'll go do that. Here's a meme someone made. There's a lot of silliness happening here. We're having a really good time. Here's the simulator. There's a pizza with some cheese on it. Okay, so oh look, here's our pizza place in outer space.
So it's a draft for the website as well, right?
Yeah, the website's gonna look like this, I think. Oh look, one of these sold. That was really exciting for the guy who made it. All right, so let's go. Okay, look here, look at this. Someone animated. Here's Nutella. We actually fired this Nutella designer because this was a stock image, so we've replaced it with a fresh Nutella image for everyone. Don't worry. We're checking on whether people are lazy with their art and making them walk the plank if they are. So okay, here's some chorizo. Okay, so let's do the flow. You go to rarepizzas.com. It's a Google slideshow. Someone fucked it up. What an asshole. I guess I'll fix it. I like to put the pizza on the cat's head sometimes.
It's a DAO, so you...
Yeah, if you want to come and mess around with the website. If anyone on this call is who fucked it up, well, shame on you. And so yeah, then you click this link and you click the Discord link, and then it opens here, and then you pick your name, but I have a name, so I don't have to. And then you go into Discord. I'm just gonna cut out the middleman, and here we are. We entered into noob chat. And when you enter, I immediately change your name to Pizza Trainee, because that's what you are.
I see also some of our members, community members are in. We have Stefan Grassmann, Johanna.
Yeah, there's a channel for Germans. So where
we have a Deutsch channel right here.
Yes, Sam, you wanted to speak some German too, huh?
Ich lese die Deutsch.
That's great.
Okay. So
I'll stop sharing. I think that's, unless anyone wants me to show them anything else. Our Discord is crazy. Look at all the channels on here. Look, ready?
It's also documented. So there are people who are trying to document as we go. And this is really amazing because they put a lot of effort in it. And as you can see, Sam and some other guys have really much energy to spread there. And it's hard to keep with that energy. The backside information, also like this here, the lists and the Excels that are made, provide so much in-depth knowledge about DAO, about documentation of the whole thing, about developer parts and everything else. So it's really a source of knowledge that I've rarely seen before growing that fast.
Here's our silly ENS website that a community member made. Oh wow.
Okay, I guess it's people getting hungry if the more pizza they see.
And if you're hungry and you're thinking about your local pizza shop, please add it to this list. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. We will buy you pizza on May 22nd, I promise.
So this is the last part of it, the BTC day, Pizza Day, the Bitcoin Pizza Day, a reminiscence to this story from Laszlo, the guy who really did the first transaction with Bitcoin, with 10,000 Bitcoin, which were not worth something at that time. And at that day, you can go to the pizza shop, ask if they cooperate, and ask the DAO to give the money to give pizza out for that day, for the whole day maybe, even extended. So what is the plan right now, Sam? How many pizzas can we feed hungry people
I think we're gonna buy. We were originally saying we were gonna buy
So
10,000.
I remember he said something like 10,000 worldwide.
But I think more
So
than
there are quite a few.
100,000, maybe more. That's why we need more pizza shops. So you see, I put all these question marks in here. Please add your local pizza shop. Somebody, be our 42nd pizza shop. This pizza shop could get, like, you know, they're going to get a pizza NFT, which entitles them to 1/2500th of total NFT earnings, which could be, you know, do the math. If we're selling a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin, if that one sells, I mean, you could be giving your local pizza shop quite a lot of money.
So how can they claim it?
But hey, if they want to close, let them live.
No. How can they claim it?
You can sell it on the platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like now with the hash masks and crypto kitties, you can trade them.
So Charged Particles is a pizza shop.
No, I don't know, Rob. What would you say?
It's gonna be. Why not? I like pizza.
Cool. It could be a pizza shop in a pizza shop. So
Reminded me that I have pizza in my fridge and a beer. So here we go.
So, okay, guys. NFTs. So what we got today? A short introduction about NFTs. So what it is about. So it's something unique in the blockchain network. You can link it to physical goods. We are still in the very, very early phase. As you can see that the standard exists for almost 3 years, and people have seen with the rise of DeFi that more things are doable besides only doing ICO or doing crowdfunding. But now we are moving more into spaces where arts, creative people try to bring those to digital world. We have seen with Rob, this platform that is also still in the early phase, but they are cooking up things hot and hopefully release soon, and let us know what they are up to. And with their protocol, they try to make developers able to develop new services, products on top on charged particles, interchanging tokens, mixing up tokens, and we learned today from Sam and also from Florian that they take this moment or momentum to do something fun with technology. And I think we're in an exciting time to see where it's moving. We have a lot of discussions right now with NFTs on Twitter, on the internet, whether it makes sense or not sense. But I think this makes the blockchain field or the community that we are open, just try to see and explore where it's heading to. If you like to hang out for a while, then just have a chat. I thank Rob for being with us. I know that you're pretty busy, and we'll be in touch. Unfortunately, today we don't have the person from Aave. I was reaching out to try to talk to Jordan and Stanny. Just some background information. I was the ambassador for Aave here in Germany before they rebranded to Aave. So Athland it was before. So I contacted him, but unfortunately, I think they also are very busy right now. That's why he couldn't follow up with the meetup today.
I talked to him a few weeks ago. He's a really nice guy, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean the entire team. They are pretty neat.
And I just want to make a big shout out to you, Nhan, and Christian, and all the other guys from Crypto Minds and Chainist. You're doing great work. You're doing really basic work for the whole community with the Chainist website. I strongly recommend it to the German audience. The Chainist page is really well done, explains everything pretty well, and it's a good start to get into this whole. And also the NFT Bible I would like to mention here at OpenSea.io. There are the NFTs explained very much, and it's pretty easy to understand, I think. And everybody that wants to reach out to any of us, feel free. It's much fun right now, as you can see. And yeah, there's so many things that are going to be developed. A last thing from my side. Many artists are concerned about the ecologic impact that the whole thing has. It is really true that there is an ecologic impact in all of this, especially in the blockchain technology itself. There are people trying to work on this, I think, from the Ethereum side to going from proof of work to proof of stake, from the developer side and from the artist. What the artist could do would be my suggestion. Try to put a little bit of your earnings into an ecological fund or carbon fund that is trying to compensate what you're doing there. At the moment, this is the best we can do. Maybe there will be someday an ecological DAO, a DAO that takes care to spread the earnings that we maybe give them from our work to do good. So this is from my side. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you, Florian, for the flowers. We're for the next meetup, we are talking about value, right? As an introduction for all those who didn't join in time. So Christian and Tobias are going or will talk about value. They will shine and try to look at from a different perspective about this meaning of value, because we use this word very often in the blockchain field when it's about tokens, cryptocurrencies. So, but what actually is value, or how does it come from? Besides that, if you're interested to have to know more about NFT, we are still some topics in the back. Jakob would like to also have a meetup about IP. So Jakob, maybe do a short introduction, and if we have enough interest, we can do it in May about NFT.
Sure, but that was just a thought that I had. How does the NFT? Oh, not now.
Not now, but I mean.
Okay.
Not now, but in outlook, because I think NFTs, we are very in the early stage, and are moving towards some more mature stage. And I think it could be of interest to look into it deeper, but it depends on also the community if you're interested. Okay. So Sam, also thank you for you. Where are you located?
South Philly.
South Philly. Okay. So I would say wrap up and see you in the next meetup. We usually do it in German. So if some of you would like to join, we can
thank you so much, everyone.
To English. See you guys on the 6th of April. Stay in touch. Maybe in Discord for the PizzaDAO. Have a nice evening.
I'll put the link to the Discord in. Hold on.
Yeah. Greetings to Toronto and have a nice evening. Goodbye, guys and girls.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye, Nhan. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thanks, everybody. It was great.
Thanks a lot.
Ethereum is for dreamers.